What's up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Check. I am here with newlywed and former Bachelorette Rachel Lindsey, who is also the host of MTV's brand new show, Ghosted, Love Gone Missing. Now, love has not gone missing for you.
No, it hasn't.
It is very much present. So how is married life and how is Bryan?
It's great. I mean, we're 2 weeks in at this point. This is actually the first time I've been away from him. So we're all like on cloud nine, all lovey-dovey. I miss you. I can't wait to be with you. It's great. We're so happy. I mean, even though we've been together for a couple of years at this point, it's different when you're married.
Sure.
He's got a ring now. We call each other husband and wife. It's the little things like that that are so exciting.
That's so cute. And I also really liked, I read an article with you where you were saying that you chose deliberately to have your wedding away from the cameras because you wanted a day just for the two of you, and also so that hopefully people would realize that you guys really are for real.
Yes.
So was it everything you hoped it would be?
Everything. It was a big party, bringing both of our families together. Everyone kept saying it was the best weekend they ever had.
Aww.
You can tell that it was great because even after we left, we could see our families and friends hanging out with each other, like at the pool, in the hotel, at the bar. It was a fun weekend.
That's a dream. And I have to say, you looked like an absolute princess.
Thank
so
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now it's time to talk some tea, though. Now that all the happy stuff's out of the way.
Let me lean in closer.
Okay, let's do this. So we're going to play a little game with you, and it's basically a couples edition of Cast on Blast. So we've actually had Joe and Kendall and Chris and Crystal weigh in on these Bachelor in Paradise couples, but now it is your turn. So
great.
Rachel, I want you to tell me what you really think of some of these pairings and what their odds are of being as happy as you and Bryan in the future. Sound good?
I have a feeling I'm going to be a little bit more mean than the other couples.
Bring it, because everyone's been real nice so far, and I'm like, come on, I want some blood. All right, so why don't we start with DEMI and Christian? What do we think about this pairing?
And maybe because I've talked to DEMI too, so I actually really like DEMI and Christian together. I think they're the real deal. I think DEMI's put herself out there in a way, in the most public way. She's come out to the public, not just to her family and friends, and she's doing it in a relationship. She's finding herself, she's finding love at the same time. I think they're the real deal. Kristen seems like a solid person.
She really does. Yeah, and I'm actually really glad that this happened within the realms of the Bachelor franchise, because this is a first, and this is like a really good step toward more inclusivity. So very happy about that. Now, what about Chris and Katie, officially boyfriend and girlfriend as of about a week or two ago on the show? What do we think about these two?
I'm worried.
Ooh, tell me
I'm
why.
worried about Chris and Katie. I like Katie and she seems all in, but Chris just seems to keep backtracking. And so even if they progress, I'm afraid, what does the future look like for them? He is questioning every single thing rather than just letting himself go in this relationship. She's all in. So what's the problem?
I don't know. Like, he does flip-flop a bit, but here's a question for you. Because he is a seasoned Bachelor franchise participant, is there almost something, do you think, in his brain that's like, ooh, but if I settle down and get married, then that's essentially my TV career over?
That's shady. I didn't even think about
that. Well, no, I don't mean in a shady way, but I mean just like logistically, like once you found your person, it's kind of like, you know, there's limited things that you can do within that franchise now.
But he said he came on the show because that's exactly what he was looking for. So he found it. So what's the problem? The problem must be the relationship. It's just, they seem to be on different pages, and I really like Katie, and I want her to find her person. I don't know if it's Chris.
I don't know. I think if they do leave Paradise together, there's some tumultuous seas ahead of them, that's for sure. Now, what about Dylan and Hannah, who have been inseparable since the get-go, pretty much, except for a brief little fling with Blake?
Yeah, I have to say that they've made me a believer. Now, at the beginning, I was like, okay, Dylan, you're going all in for this girl, and she is not reciprocating.
She's making out with someone else in front of you.
Right, total disrespect. But now, as I've seen them get to know each other, she seems all in with him. They seem really cute. They seem like the strongest couple in Paradise at this point.
I think I would agree with you on that, for sure. Now, another strong couple, at least until recently, until Angela reappeared, were Clay and Nicole. So what do you think about this dynamic, this potential threesome, maybe?
Yeah, I don't feel good about Clay and Nicole. Once again, it's Clay just seems, Nicole's all in, and Clay's just seems to keep backtracking. Like, he's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, he doesn't seem, when a guy is into you, you know it, he's into you. And it just doesn't seem like that with Clay.
Well, particularly as at the wedding, he wasn't referring to Nicole as his girlfriend, which was like a real slap in the face. And so we'll have to see how that pans out. But
he was shook by Angela being there. Any man of mine, I almost started singing the lyrics. Should I explain it? Like, any man of mine better be proud of me.
That don't impress me much. All right, what about Connor and KAELYNN? They shared a kiss at the wedding, but obviously Dean has since returned, leaving KAELYNN to wonder what she should do. What do you think?
Connor and KAELYNN are weird to me because I don't get KAELYNN, and I've I'm not a huge fan. I'm just gonna be honest.
Fair.
I don't get her. She seems to flip-flop more than any other person I've ever seen. She was head over heels for Dean. Connor walks in, she's flipping her hair, and she's like, Connor's who I wanted to meet the entire time.
And that was less than 24 hours after being dumped on her birthday by Dean.
Yeah, she apparently was crying over Dean at the wedding, but then sees Connor and completely changes it. Which one is it? So I feel like you better pick Connor at this point because, you know, you went all in with him. He could have been able to choose somebody else at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not confident in them just because I'm not confident in KAELYNN's decisions because she seems to be just to go with the win.
Yeah, and having said that, because we've had Connor on the show, both via Skype and then here in the studio, and he seems like such a lovely, down-to-earth, sincere person that as much as I want KAELYNN to make the right decision, I'm not sure that I want him to be with someone like KAELYNN who is a flip-flopper and who could break his heart. Yeah. He was really shaken up by the whole like Hannah Brown situation. It was, to me, it seemed like he still maybe had some feelings for her. So I just want him to be happy.
Yeah, KAELYNN seems like a very in-the-moment person.
Yeah, he's a good one. So then on that case, what about KAELYNN and Dean? Like, do you think, I don't know, he's asked her to leave paradise and go live in the van. He's taken off the mustache.
I'm a fan of Dean because Dean was on my season.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know Dean maybe better than most people do.
Sure, yeah.
So I was shocked that he came back.
Okay.
I don't know what to make of them. I think Dean is for fun.
Right.
You know, Dean is still trying to figure himself out and what it is that he wants. I don't think that he can do that and figure out a relationship with someone else. So if she does decide to leave with him, I can't see it working.
It might be fun, but it probably won't be forever.
It's just for fun.
Yeah. All right. And then Blake and KRISTINA, who just recently realized that maybe all these friendship roses they were exchanging were not friendship roses after all.
Right. If I were KRISTINA, I would have never even played into the Blake situation. It doesn't make any sense. He's dated how many girls on Paradise at this point? Before and when he got there, and now all of a sudden he has this epiphany where it's like, she's been right in front of me this whole time. Is it her or are you just trying to get a rose and stay?
Exactly. Like did you really have to beautiful mind it? Like, I mean, come on. She confronted you on the first day.
And he's all in. And I'm like, KRISTINA has watched you date all these people throughout Paradise.
You slept with KAELYNN the day after you slept with her at Stagecoach. I mean, there's a lot of messiness there. So I don't hold much hope for these two.
Not at all.
No. And then what about John Paul Jones and Tayshia? Obviously, their relationship was the result, you know, is something that resulted in him having words with Derek at the wedding, and to which he still hasn't apologized for, apparently, according to Chris and Crystal. What do you think?
I'm rooting for JPJ and Tayshia.
Okay.
I didn't believe them at first. I thought, oh, this is just for fun. But he is so into her and caters to her, and if I were her, I would feel just like a queen.
Right.
Just the way that he treats her.
Yeah.
And there's no question with how he feels about her. So I think she should give him a chance.
But do you think he's mature enough for her? Because he has shown a very mature side of him with the confrontation and so on and so forth. So do you think that in the real world, he has what it takes to be her man?
I do. I think that he got caught up in the moment.
Okay.
Caught up in his emotions.
Caught up in the margaritas.
And I think that he, and I think he posted something on social media apologizing for his behavior. And I know how that world can be. Sometimes you can just get caught up in everything.
Right.
But I want to see them make it.
All right. We'll have to keep watching the show and find out. But in the meantime, Rachel, thank you so much for playing Couples Cast on Blast with me. It was a pleasure. And thanks for being so honest with your answers. Everyone else has been a little bit more PC. So I like you, girl.